ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Princes of Barovia, episode 16. We're going to be starting tonight with 3 players, but Nicole, our player who plays Irina, will be showing up in 30 minutes or so. But we will have no Bobby, which is Koros, and Ben, who plays Emerald, tonight, because they have other engagements. But we will carry on. So, when we had last left the party, you guys had just left the town of Valakai after an ordeal at the Amber Temple, in which several players took several dark pacts.
Just 1 or 2.
Just a few. Not many.
In each room. Each.
Each?
You guys made it back to, sort of central Barovia. And
body parts.
You have an invitation from Count Strahd von Zarovich to dine at Castle Ravenloft, where he believes a mutually beneficial agreement can be reached. On your way, you guys passed through Valakai, where you discovered that Lady Voctor has, what's the verb? A coup is the noun. Enacted a coup?
She has cooed.
She's cooed.
She's a pigeon.
Killing the burgomaster and the burgomaster's wife, and taking for herself the title of burgomistress. In a strange twist of irony, Isaac Strozny has teamed up with the various folks at the Blue Water Inn, the Mardikovs, and Irina's brother, Ismark, to protect a whole bunch of villagers who are hiding in the basement there. And the Mardikovs assured you that with all the different Keepers of the Feather coming in and roosting up in the attic, that they would be able to get the villagers, Ismark and Isaac Strozny, out of Valakai that night. And so y'all headed on to Castle Ravenloft.
Absolutely. We can. It's where we need to go.
Yeah, I feel confident in the Mardikovs.
Yeah, they can handle it.
Why wouldn't we feel confident in the Markovs?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come up with a bird pun.
The flock is strong. No, I've got nothing.
I'm sorry you didn't get to turn into a bird. I know that it was a dream of yours.
I hang my head and I'm like, yeah, it was a dream. But maybe there's
He dreamed a dream of days gone by.
Maybe there's still a chance. Maybe after I get rid of Strahd, they'll be so grateful that they'll let me join their cult.
And then you could become a sweet, sweet raven.
That is...
Theo, I really think there's a genetic aspect that you're overlooking.
What is this genetics?
I don't know.
Hereditary might be a word that you would know, but genetic, probably not.
I heard about that once. It's like prophecy, but with people or something. I don't really understand it very well.
That sounds made up. Probably something that Amos told you as a joke.
Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't sound real.
Off to the castle, as they say.
So,
Have fun storming the castle.
Oh, I've got the cool map over here. Let's see if I can give you guys a bit of...
But did the dinner invitation specify either stew or bread? I feel like that would factor into the group's excitement.
Did I choose the vegetarian option? Because I regret that.
It did not specify what you would be eating.
I would prefer...
Guy doesn't know his guests.
I would prefer venison.
Right? So this is going to be really hard to point at. But, alright, so here we go. You guys started way down there at... Oop, that's a bit of glare. Mount Gacchus, and way down there where the Amber Temple is.
Can you point with your finger?
Not really, because then it falls.
Dude, Mount Gacchus.
Mount Gacchus.
Got it. Okay, now
You traveled all the way around there up to Valakai.
Wow.
The rest of your travel will take you this way over to... this is the gateway, the large gate at the edge, where you saw, where you last met the Vistani and Madame Eva, and then over to Castle Ravenloft, which overlooks the village of Barovia.
Basically.
Gacchus is really a bad name for it. That's a...
No, they should call it Mount Cold now. So cold.
Not cold always.
Not always cold.
Now, dark sky. I'm not good at this.
And as you guys approach these large, foreboding gates, there are these giant stone wall that extends into the forest a bit, and this large metal gate. You remember coming through one when you first entered Barovia, and out of this one when you left the village of Barovia and made your way to Valakite for the first time. It feels like months ago, but it was only 8 or 9 days ago.
Oh, it's been a long 8 or 9 days. Do you guys remember when I was cursed?
The times.
Like you're not anymore?
Like, you're not now, yeah, since you have no eyeballs.
No, my curse is merely that my eye sockets are a bit scary.
Jake.
It's not much of a curse.
Yes, Theo.
Madam Ava on the way here.
I can't hear you, Lily. You need to project.
Did we see Madam Ava when we walked here?
You haven't passed where she was before yet. She'd be on the far side of these gates.
She be her.
Okay.
Continue on to the... did you want to visit Madame Eva, Theo?
No, but I would, if we see her on the way, if we happen to, I'm just going to ask if she has any advice.
Yeah.
She seems wise.
As before, when you guys approach these gates, they creak open slowly, as if, there's some invisible force pulling them open. And when you pass through them, they creak shut behind you, just as before.
Spooky.
Not a fan of these automatic doors.
Me either.
And after heading up the hill for a bit of a ways, you guys come across the Vistani encampment from before. But you can clearly see that they are packing up. They had their tents and their, fires and all these things out. You can see they're clearly packing everything up into their caravans and getting ready to leave.
It's probably smart.
And a few of them notice Esmeralda, who's traveling with you guys, right?
I want to nudge her when I see this and, when I notice this, which might take a while, admittedly, for me, and be like, do you know what's going on?
She says, I don't know, I'll find out. And one of them says, Esmeralda, you're back! And she's, she shouts his name, and they go over and they hug, and they start talking.
Who this?
Oh.
Who this?
We can give him a name. I got a table of names over here somewhere.
Are you trying to tell me that this is a hoe moving in on my territory?
This may or may not be a hoe moving in on your territory. Let me grab... I've got Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and it really does mean everything, because there's a table of names in the back.
Chad.
Yeah, seriously, right?
Be a
Vlad.
Chad.
Vlad.
He does sound like a Chad.
It's
Ooh,
Slav,
Vlad.
not a mirror.
Vlad sounds like a Slavic Chad, right?
Basically.
Yeah, Vladislav, in fact. Extra Slavic Chad, because he's Vladislav.
I was going to look up the
Slav,
Slavic names table, but
that's on it.
I bet you.
I'm going to nudge Erd and Jake and be like, maybe a brother. Maybe a brother.
Jake.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, you look it up and say, here we go. Slavic male. There we go, Vlad. It's right on there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Vladimir or Vladislav or Vlastimir.
He has popped collars.
Ooh, wait, Vlastimir? That sounds
He's always
cool.
on his way to a kegger.
He's probably Vladislav.
Yeah,
Vladislav.
But
Hi, I'm Vlad. I'm with Alphabet Chi.
And you see Esmeralda's starting to talk to Vlad and, saying, where are you guys headed? And he says, Madame Eva has seen some dark things. She's, saying we got to get up and move again. But, this is what we do. We're the Vistani.
Oh, you guys heard about that Van Richten thing?
And he looks at you, and he sort of, there's a look of knowing in his eyes, but he doesn't respond to you.
Oh,
Sorry.
It's a bit of a sore subject.
It's a tough break.
it was an inside job.
Well, it is good to have met you all, and I hope that we meet you again on the way out.
And Vlad turns to you all and says, Madame Eva said that you'd be returning. She's waiting for you. Her tent is the last to pack up.
Oh, well, I seek her aid. She is most wise.
When you guys can see over by the water, there's her tent, same place it was before.
Great. If we start to walk that way, does Esmeralda come with us?
She's still catching up with Vlad and a few other folks who are around. If someone else notices that she's there, and they come over, oh, Esmeralda, and they give her a hug too. It's a reunion. The Vistani are all like a big family.
So he's a cousin. Great. That's what I want to hear. Okay.
Figurative family.
Like one big Alabaman family.
Careful, we might have viewers from Alabama.
I can say that my family's from the South.
Ah, there you go.
So is mine. We mean it with love. We go over to Madame Ava, I would say, yeah.
Yeah. She says, good, I foresaw your return. And the first thing she does before you guys even get to ask anything is Madame Ava turns to you, Theo, and she says, tell her how you feel. You may not have as long as you think.
Oh, shit.
I'm speechless.
Dude.
And she says, and for your fortunes, and she puts her hand over the crystal ball, there is more that the gods deem for you to see. She turns to you, Eridan. When you have something dear taken from you, worse will happen unless you stay your blade. She turns to Quaros and says, when all seems bleak, your dark gifts will bring light. She turns to Irina and says, after you think your task is done, a grave choice will be put to you.
I bet grave is a pun.
She then looks right past Pharaoh and right past Emerald over to Casimir, who followed you guys in.
What a D! That guy came?
Yeah, I mean, he was following you guys, and he was curious about the tent.
Camp follower, am I right?
Right?
I mean, he didn't see another creature and immediately go invisible?
And you see her face turn to anger. And she says, for your inaction when my people cried out for help. Even when all others have left this land, you will remain trapped here. Ancient powers will not bring you the redemption that you seek.
Girl, I'm ready for it.
Dude, Theo, subtle low 5.
Low 5.
And with that, she pulls the cloth back over the crystal ball.
What? Pharaoh doesn't get anything and Emerald don't get nothing? Lily's wondering.
Pharaoh got something.
Sorry, that wasn't Theo.
Sorry, yeah. Out of character.
Theo did have a question for her. I'm gonna say,
Oh, my manager joined to give his signature angry react. He told me he would today.
I don't get it.
He's just being Ava looking at Casimir.
Exactly. No, that's Madame Ava's look. That's exactly what it is. The angry react.
Alright.
Angry that he
It's just
didn't
morphs into an emoji.
Vote now on your phones if you're also mad at Casimir. I was gonna ask her and just say, wow, whenever you creak, I can hear your chair shake.
Sorry.
No, it was okay. It was just funny.
There's a rumbling of thunder.
Yeah, it feels like it. Okay. I'm gonna ask her, like, wise and gracious Madame Ava, you've led us thus far with your reading and now with these guides as well. I tell her, like, my spirit is torn. Like, I don't know how to help my friends who've accepted these dark gifts. I've always been afraid of magic and stayed away from it. But now it is in among our group. Tell me what I can do.
She says she's already starting to pack up her things. You see her gathering cards and things, and she says,
can I, like, attempt to help, but I'm, like, messing things up?
You try to reach her thing, and she slaps your hand.
Okay, cool.
And she says, of what dark gifts do you speak, child? You notice the whole time she was giving you predictions, like, her eyes had, like, rolled back, and her eyes are back to normal now.
Oh, it seems, again, don't know a lot about magic, but it seems like they were meddling with forces potentially beyond their control.
Dangerous indeed.
Yeah.
You always have to be careful when making deals with powerful entities.
That's why I don't make deals.
Yeah, ditto. Like he said.
Speaking of the
You want to make
powerful
sure you come to a mutually beneficial agreement.
Like I did.
Why-
She winks at you and
Heard
then
about any of
turns
those?
around to keep packing her things.
All right. Well, I'd like to help.
Speaking of the
Yeah,
big
go ahead.
entities, though. Sorry.
Oh, no,
Speaking
go,
of the big
go.
entities, how do you see our fortunes? Are you not contacting Mother Night?
She ignores you completely, Pharaoh.
That's weird.
She keeps on
Never
cleaning.
mind about the this thing.
Could, yeah, I don't know. You don't know anybody who could help with like curses, like removing curses, right?
And she says, I've heard that the abbot has that power.
Yeah, I heard that too, but he's not as great as you.
I'm just checking her spells real quick. She does not have that power.
I don't really need her to remove a curse right now. I'm just trying to be like, how can I heal them later after we've done this Strahd crap, basically.
And she says many clerics of sufficient power can remove curses.
Okay,
It's a common thing.
all right. I guess, like, am I thinking that these are curses? I don't have a very good understanding.
Do you want to give me an Arcana check?
Sure.
They're like dark pacts.
Lily knows that, but I don't know if Theo understands the difference.
We'll find out. Oop, we lost Brandon.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
back.
And he's back. Theo, you certainly understand that there's a difference between them, but you don't really know what the difference would be.
Oh, cool. Then yeah, what I said makes sense.
She says, but you said dark powers. This sounds distinct from a curse.
Well, if you wanted those removed, are there things you can do, or is it kind of like a one-time, always thing?
For what?
Like making pacts with dark powers. Like you do it one time and you can never get rid of it.
Oh, she says that depends very much on the pact, my dear.
Okay, well, thanks for that. That was helpful. I hope everyone was listening to that. And I'll be on my way. Catch you on the flip side.
Yes, she is very helpful today. Very helpful.
So I'm gonna lose something and I'm supposed to not get revenge?
I don't know, yo.
That sucks.
If the revenge
She
causes
starts.
like me to die, that's bad.
She's trying to move over to clean up stuff near where you guys are standing, and she's
Oh yeah, no,
ushering
I'm
you
leaving.
out.
I
Okay.
left. I was like, okay, bye, thanks.
If you lose something, you can always just, go find it instead.
Yeah, finding spell.
That's true. That's true. Maybe I'm gonna lose my sword,
that
and then I
card,
have
right?
to stay my sword, as in, it'll be where I left it, and if I just stay there, I'll find it.
That makes sense.
Is that what that means?
Okay. I'm not worried anymore.
Hmm. Oh.
What was my thing?
Well.
Oh yeah, I have to tell her how I feel.
That
sounds
was,
way
to be
harder.
fair, she said that before her eyes rolled back.
I was just regular advice.
Well, let's
Hey,
not stay
Old people
ourselves
advice
now.
needs to be taken seriously.
I agree.
Well, let's not stay ourselves now. Let's go to Castle Ravenloft.
All right.
I think it's time.
I'm gonna try to talk to Esmeralda before I leave.
Esmeralda's over by the people, and you see that she's like excusing herself from them, and heading towards Madame Ava's tent.
Oh, great. Well, we'll meet.
And she comes past you.
I say, we just spoke with Madame Ava. She is most wise and gave us great counsel before we enter the castle.
She is indeed. I was actually just going to speak with her before we left.
Well, don't try to help her pack. She'll slap your hand away.
That sounds like Madame Ava.
Bit
Yeah.
deaf.
I'm gonna ask if I can just talk to her for a second and we go off because I don't really want to be in front of everyone else.
And she
when I
says,
talk to her.
let me speak with Madame Ava first. I don't want to delay her before she's packed up.
Okay,
Real quick.
Oh no!
And then we can talk right after.
great, sounds good. I'm gonna listen at the tent.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Perceptive. I'm like, Aridin, cover me. So he's, making it look like I'm not listening at the tent. However, he
Alex
decides
would
to do
whistle,
that.
I would whistle, but Aridin's whistling.
Gotcha. Ooh.
I have a -1 and I rolled a 7, so it's not me. It's if I don't hear anything, that's
Pick
fine.
out a few words.
Mm.
You hear former master.
Mm.
You hear destruction and ruin.
Mm.
And you hear end it.
Okay. Didn't get a lot of that. Pharaoh, did you hear anything? Sounds like
Nope.
something with Van Richten.
I'm sorry, I was busy looking places. These eyes are cool.
They are cool. Is he allowed to do a perception also to see if he hears more than me? Jake.
Give me just a second.
The pointy
Sorry, go
elf
ahead.
ears channel
again?
the sound.
Sorry, I was just reading something in the book.
Can Pharaoh see if he hears anything too? I don't know if Pharaoh is also
Are
trying
you
to...
listening in on the tent, Pharaoh?
If Theo directs me to, I can, yeah.
They're done talking already, so...
Oh, never mind then. Okay.
Yeah. And Esmeralda has walked out, and she's got a slightly sobered expression on her face.
Oh, okay.
She's a bit pensive.
Um,
And she looks up and sees you, Theo, because you're right there.
yeah.
And she says, "Oh, yeah, let's talk."
Cool. I'll be right back. And we go. And I'm going to be like, I'd give you more time to think about what Madame Ava said, but
No,
the
it's
straw
just...
thing is kind of pressing, so...
Yeah, no, of course.
Was it anything bad, or...
It was about, Van Richten.
Got it. Yeah,
It's already depressing.
I know. Like, I had put one of our quest things that Madame Ava could remove the curse, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any hope for him?
Madame Ava thinks not.
Well-
Which is hard. I always thought he could be redeemed.
Saved.
Exactly.
Well...
What did you want to talk to me about?
Let us hope this is one of the times that Madame Ava was wrong. It's always possible.
Yeah.
I
I haven't known her to be, but here's to hoping.
Well, since I'm about... Yeah, go ahead.
Can I find a Vistani with, like, a lute or a violin somewhere and ask them to start playing?
He looks at you and he's like, I'm trying to pack. You got something for me?
I'll give him a couple coins.
How much are we talking?
I don't know, 5 silver do it?
You pull out 5 silver and he says, you could do a little more.
Yeah, after the song.
All right.
That was good.
5 now, 5 after? All right,
Yeah.
And he pulls out his violin and...
Oh my god!
Yeah, man.
Thanks, bro. Amazing. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it and just, like, submit myself to her will. I'm gonna, like... I'm gonna be weird, and I'm not proposing, and also different cultures might propose differently, but I am gonna go on one knee, and I'm just gonna be like, you've impressed me from the moment I met you, and I just want to honor you, and I care about you so much, and I don't know if I'll ever see you again, and I want to let you know how I felt before I didn't have the chance.
She clearly looks a bit startled.
You don't need to say anything. I know it's sudden, but I would hate to have missed this chance.
And she's trying to gather her words, and she says, "Thank you."
Cool. I'm gonna stand and just be like, I wish you luck in whatever you do next, and I know that you'll be able to meet whatever challenges arise. Because
Well, what we're doing next is defeating Strahd. So
are you still coming with me? You're not going with your people.
No, I left my people some time ago, and my path is separate from theirs. Madame Ava told me as much years ago.
Well,
I am with you, and you're not sure if she's saying Theo or all of you, the party,
Right. And
until the end.
Right. And I'm going to say, well, I'm glad that your separate path is one that brought us together.
Ooh!
Do I get fly points?
Yeah, no, she smiles.
Cool. All right, then I'm going to walk back over with everyone else and, yeah, just be like, it's chill. I just wanted to let her know.
Damn!
I'll pay the guy.
That was really hard. I feel like I'm all sweaty after in, like, my feather cloak. And I, like, look for beer and I can't find any.
They've got wine.
Oh, girl.
Someone's about to, like, they've got, like, a wine bottle. It's clearly not sealed. It's like one they refill.
Yeah,
It's
and
got
I'm
a cork.
like, hey,
He's about to
when's
put it
that-
away. And he says, oh, yeah. And
Yeah. That was milk. But
all right. It's already cloudy and dark. And as you guys are heading away from the Vistani encampment, soft rain begins to fall.
time of day.
Let's see, you left in the morning, you stopped a bit in Valakai, midday to early afternoon.
Perfect time for coffee.
Yeah, you guys probably ate a lunch ration right before you bumped into the encampment.
A light repast.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay,
Did someone say repost?
cool, we go.
And the fog grows thicker. Even up here in the mountains, the forest and the fog are inescapable. Up ahead, the dirt road splits in two, widening to one side. There you see patches of cobblestone, suggesting that this other branch was once an important thoroughfare. Parked at the fork of the road, pointing up this cobblestone road, is a large black carriage drawn by two black horses. The horses snort puffs of steamy breath into the chill mountain air, and the side door of the carriage swings open silently.
Damn automatic doors.
Jake, sorry, the horses in the carriage are on the wide path, correct?
The wider path that is leading in the direction that you guys want to go.
Can I ask if
North
anybody
and
knows
east.
where the road goes? I'm just curious.
Pardon?
I want to ask if anybody knows where the other road goes, because I'm just curious.
The other road heads down. You would know this because you guys came this way not but a week ago. The other road heads back down into the valley and the village of Barovia. And this cobblestone wider road, leads up towards the castle.
Cool.
Irina and Casimir and Esmeralda have been leading the way because they know Barovia.
Got it.
What time of day is it? Is it evening?
No, I said it is early afternoon, just past lunch.
Okay.
1 or 2 o'clock.
Alright.
Because you guys came through Valakai and then here, and that's a couple hours.
I'm gonna look at Emerald and Koros and be like, after you. We get in the carriage.
The path is a bit daunting.
Is there anybody, like, in the driver's seat?
No. Driver's seat empty, and if you guys peek inside the carriage, it's also empty.
Yeah, I said after you to Emerald and Koros. I don't know if you heard that, Jake.
Emerald and Koros look at each other, and Koros, because he's often the one to step forward, steps forward. And just, all right, I'll do it. And he hops in the caravan.
I want to get in the driver's seat.
I start to like reach to feel for invisible horses that I'm like, wait, what? There's no invisible horses. I would see them.
There are two black draft horses.
They're not invisible. You're correct.
Two
Oh, I thought
clearly
it was,
visible
like,
horses,
empty
black
and
draft
complete-
horses.
Oh, never mind. Just
Oh,
kidding.
I
Fair.
thought you said that.
Pharaoh doesn't have eyes.
Water
A
caravans.
large black carriage drawn by two black draft horses.
Pharaoh, just blame your new blindness.
It was my this was covering my eye sockets. That was happening. I gotta change it.
You reach out, you touch the horse, you go, there's an invisible horse here!
Yes.
Well, he has true seeing, so he can see invisible things.
Yeah, you wouldn't know the difference.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh?
So maybe you really thought they were invisible.
He really thought they were
there's no
invisible.
driver. Why would there be horses?
I agree, invisible would have been way cooler.
Right?
Alright, So Koros is in. I'm assuming everybody else piles in after.
Yeah.
including-
I'm in the driver's seat.
Aridin, you notice there are no reins.
No brakes!
And as everyone is in, and Aridin's up in the driver's seat, the door silently shuts, the same as when it opened, and the horses start to move forward and carry you up to Castle Ravenloft.
Are the seats
Dun,
plush
dun.
inside? Is it comfortable?
It is indeed. It is quite comfortable, lavish, in fact.
All right. Well,
It's all black, but it is nice black cushioned seats.
Is there like a little window that I can talk to people through?
oh yeah.
Like a little taxi window?
Yeah, certainly. You can slide that open.
Guys, this is so cool!
It is, huh?
Yeah, I never knew you were good at driving.
Yeah, the best.
When did you practice driving? With Uncle?
I don't know, but look, no hands!
Is it
Come on, no
harder?
hands.
Is it harder with invisible horses?
I wouldn't know. I can see these ones.
Ah, talented.
You forgot already.
Cool. Well, I'm at least we're in a first class carriage. All right.
And so the carriage leads you guys up, and you travel in the carriage for a few hours more.
Hours?
Yeah, this is.
Girl, I whip out a deck of cards or some shit. I'd be bored AF.
I mean, you guys have already been walking for hours.
Yeah, but this is different if you're sitting. Walking is something to do.
Walking is active, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, my butt is getting sore, dude.
No in-flight entertainment?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I thought it was first class. What is in
Pick
my
up one of the
pack?
patches
Now
on my
it's time
robe.
to find out. I have glow-in-the-dark
Fair enough.
chalk from a previous excursion.
Oh, that's really cool. I forgot about that.
Yep. So, wait. I also have a magic ewer with wine.
Well, that automatically refills with wine, right?
Yeah.
Once per
So
day.
I'm gonna serve it up, and we all gonna drink, and I'm gonna play tic-tac-toe with my glow-in-the-dark
Wait.
chalk.
Hey, Theo, I can give you the Strahd puppet, and we can make him look like an idiot.
I
all the
do
way
have
to the castle.
and I have the nesting mummy dolls. We could do a puppet show.
Yeah.
Is
Dude,
it
I'm down.
still super good wine?
From the ewer? Probably.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's magical champagne de l'estampe,
Ooh,
which
I
can
forgot
no
about
longer
that.
be
That sounds
obtained
delicious.
in most of Barovia, so. That
Cool,
gem has been
but-
long lost.
Definitely drinking along with Theo then.
Sweet. Yeah, I serve it up to people who want to serve up because we got time to kill.
Yeah.
I'm driving,
not
I
trying to-
can't.
I'm not trying to show up sloshed, but I am trying to pregame a little bit.
All right. So after winding through the forest and craggy mountain peaks, the road takes a sudden turn to the east, and the startling, awesome presence of Castle Ravenloft towers before you. The carriage comes to a dead stop before twin turrets of stone, broken from years of exposure. Beyond these guard towers is the precipice of a 50-foot wide, fog-filled chasm that disappears into unknown depths. A lowered drawbridge of old, shored-up wooden beams stretches across the chasm between you and the archway to the courtyard. The chains of the drawbridge creak in the wind, their rust-eaten iron straining under the weight. From atop the high walls, stone gargoyles stare at you out of their hollow eye sockets and grin hideously. A rotting wooden portcullis, green with growth, hangs above the entry tunnel. Beyond this location, the main doors of Ravenloft stand open. A rich, warm light spills from within, flooding the courtyard. Torches flutter sadly in sconces on both sides of the open doors.
This is spectacular castle.
Too spoopy.
Don't get
The
too close
structure
to the
looks
edge.
slightly unsound. Careful where you step.
And for dramatic effect, there's a crack of lightning behind the castle.
Have we slept since last fighting times?
You had a small fight with some guards in Valakai, but you slept at the wrecked Vistani encampment before that.
Okay, cool.
Jake, did we see a silhouette in the window that quickly moved out of the way and nobody noticed? That I put a lot of work into.
Everyone roll perception to see if they see it.
There is no silhouette in the window.
What do you mean? I haven't rolled perception yet.
I bet there's some great fucking redstone mechanisms in and to the right, though.
Rolled 9.
Pharaoh's passive perception is higher than those rolls. He doesn't even bother looking.
Holy balls! How is your passive perception 22?
Mainly because of expertise, but also because it's just like really high because wisdom.
Or because of your dark gift.
Yeah.
With Pharaoh's passive perception, does he notice the figure?
There is no figure in the window.
But there might.
Alex is making a joke.
I know, but still, there could have been. Okay.
To explain the joke for our viewers, in a past life, before the Curse of Strahd book existed, we ran a special Halloween game of just Castle Ravenloft, and Alex and I spent many, many, many weeks and months and hours building the entire Castle Ravenloft in Minecraft.
Ben and I think Brennan helped a little bit too.
Yeah?
Also, Lily was the creative eye.
That's
I
right.
didn't help. I never saw it until we did it.
You helped by giving me your Minecraft.
Oh
looked
yeah,
at
it
his-
might have been possible.
Yep.
I mean, don't sue us, Mojang and or Microsoft is what I meant.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
We would never share accounts.
I do not recommend that anyone else attempt it. It was a bit... it drove us a little mad. It took a long time.
Some say we're still inside the walls.
Don't build entire life-size castles in Minecraft. Got it.
It's a bigger-than-life castle.
I didn't do anything eccentric while building. The chicken room is perfectly sound, normal, sane.
All right.
Still, the thing's huge.
Castle Ravenloft in front of you. The carriage has stopped in front of these two towers that are on this side of the chasm. You can see across the chasm the massive pillar stone that holds up Castle Ravenloft just across from where you are.
If we knock that out, whole castle goes down.
The pillar stone
Did
is
anyone bring
larger than the castle and
lot
1,000
of
feet tall.
dynamite?
Dino, what now?
Magic explodey stuff.
What do they call it in Redlark? Say that again.
Dinamite.
Dynamite. No. I don't have any of that kind of magic. Nope. I have a bear trap.
Just the old-fashioned way, then.
You guys can feel the rain getting a bit harder.
We should... Yeah, I'll cross the door.
Cool.
The
Drawbridge.
gate. That's it.
Yeah, the drawbridge
Yes,
and
drawbridge.
through the archway.
The threshold.
Push the.
You said there's gargoyles, right?
Yes, up on the castle walls you see multiple
As
gargoyles.
I pass the gargoyles, I would like to stick my tongue out at them.
They're way up high. They're, 3
Kyle.
stories high.
I just don't like them.
Yeah.
It's like
Uh,
doing this and stuff.
Theo, you swear that you see one stick its tongue back out at you.
Officially spooked.
They was just like,
Man, this place is terrible. Let's get in and get out, yo.
Not the first gargoyle that's reacted to us.
So you guys cross that drawbridge, and as you walk over it, it creaks and moans. And Pharaoh, under one of your feet, a board snaps, and your foot goes through for a moment. But you stabilize, and hey, it's Irina!
Hi.
Welcome. You guys, you're just in time. You're just arriving at Castle Ravenloft. You're walking across the drawbridge over the 50-foot wide and 1,000-foot deep chasm that goes down into the mists, through the main walls that surround the castle.
Which, if we recall, is where Tatiana fell to her death.
Not here specifically, but yes.
This particular
Did Swan dies?
Irina, the other thing that I will fill you in on is they went through the Vistani encampment on their way up and met with Madame Ava again. And Madame Ava had prophecies for each of you, except for Pharaoh and Emerald. She completely ignored them. She even had prophecies for Casimir and Esmeralda.
And Koros.
And Koros.
Wow.
Her prophecy for you
Uh-huh.
was, after you think your task is done, a grave choice will be put to you.
Oh dear.
And I said grave is probably a pun.
No, we don't do puns in this game.
No, puns are boring.
That would be too much.
And you guys come across this creaky, rotting drawbridge and enter and under the large wooden portcullis which is suspended above you as you come through this archway and into the front courtyard. Thick, cold fog is swirling in this courtyard. Sporadic flashes of lightning lance the weeping clouds overhead as thunder shakes the ground. Through the drizzle... Oh, here, Lil. Rock my chair a bit, give you some...
Oh, yeah, I hear the storm, Jake. I am in the storm. I am the storm right now.
Through the drizzle, you see torch flames fluttering on each side of the keep's open main doors. Warm light spills out of the entrance, flooding the courtyard. High above the entrance is a round window with shards of broken glass lodged in its iron frame.
Okay. Yeah, we want to go through that front door, yo.
Yep.
With the warm light, the warm part being operative here because we're cold and wet
Yes.
and getting
Careful.
wetter.
Casimir says, hold on. You are all going to meet Strahd, but I need to make it to the catacombs. If a smaller force of us were to break off and head via an alternate means to the graveyard while the rest of you distract Strahd at dinner, we may be able to raise my sister before Strahd notices we're here. And he turns to Emerald and Koros and says, both of you, you can cast invisibility. And they both nod. And he says, excellent. The three of us will slip away.
Don't go open any sarcophagi other than the one that you're here to open.
Yeah.
Koros says, no promises.
I say you weren't invited to this dinner anyway, so kind of good that you're not here.
He says, precisely.
I'm glad we are of one mind.
And he turns to Emerald Koros and he says, this way. And he's actually leading them around the side of the castle.
Be careful.
Speaking of the one mind thing, Koros, you want to do the thing before you guys go?
That's Emerald who usually casts it.
Emerald did this one.
I'm not 100% sure that Aridin even noticed.
It doesn't work between a foot of stone.
Yeah, and there'll be plenty of feet of stone between you guys in the castle.
Okay.
What
Can
Emerald
bird
could
be with
do,
us?
what Emerald probably would have done, is in the carriage on your way up when you guys were approaching. It's a ritual and it takes 10 minutes, right? So he doesn't have to use up the thing, the spell slot. He would have cast that all. And though it doesn't work between stone, because you guys were all in the initial casting, you guys will be able to communicate, and they will be able to communicate because they're together. But you probably won't be able to communicate across through the stone.
Do you think he sends the bird with us?
Yeah.
And Koros would probably send his bird with you so that he can keep an eye on you guys. That's a good plan.
Cool.
The bird will perch on Pharaoh's shoulder.
Ah!
Blind for the
Oh, I
blind.
can see it. Just
Yeah, you can see it just fine now, Pharaoh. That's why he did it.
What does the bird look like? Now you can see it. I've never known.
Oh, of course, isn't here to tell us what the bird looks
Yeah,
like.
Bobby's not here to tell us, and I don't want to step on his
It's turf.
his
Well,
brand.
he does something different. I've heard it's a really boring ass raven, but he's not here. So it's this beautiful bird with gorgeous plumage.
I was about to tell you that I'll tell you later, but I guarantee you it's black on black.
I've always imagined it as a crow or a raven,
Yeah.
but we will ask
raven?
Bobby next week.
Owned by Koros Ravenrock, you think?
Really?
That's weird.
What if it's a parrot? What if it's like
I really want it to be.
it's an invisible mute parrot?
You're a pretty boy. You're a pretty boy.
Sales.
I haven't been hearing Sophros at all. It's just been his damn parrot.
And let me just pull up real quick. I had a thing. Oh no, where is it? Oh, history. Here we go.
My cat has fallen asleep and she sees the toy. She's so tired. She's not sure if she's
All right.
going to
I'm gonna give y'all a link in the chat,
Link.
so you can listen along if you like. Whoop, we'll put it right here. but I'm gonna play some organ music. I'm gonna turn it way down. Okay, like just low enough. There we go.
You know what's interesting about vampires is I could believe that it was the other kind of organ that they were playing.
So the ornate outer doors of the castle hang open, and as you guys approach them, there's actually the building hangs over the front of the door, so you're out of the rain before you've entered the front door. And it's flanked by fluttering torches in iron sconces. 20 feet inside the castle is a second set of doors.
Is it warm or still chilly?
You can feel some warmth emanating from inside the castle, in that there's no wind cutting, especially as you guys have come. This area is covered, and so the front of it's inset from the front of the castle. Sort of imagine that the turrets, the front and the corners are at front, but as it comes to the front doors, it sort of the first floor sets in, whereas the second floor is still all the way up to the turrets.
Do you think Strahd's gonna come walking down the stairs singing Sweet Transvestite?
I really hope so.
Can we do the plane warp?
Yeah, dude, I'm ready for it.
Let's do the plane.
That's Madame Ava's favorite song.
And as you guys walk into the foyer, the doors in front of you suddenly swing open, revealing a grand hall filled with the sound of organ music and a flood of warmth.
This seems much nicer. Let's go in there and stay there forever.
Great. We hustle in.
Uh,
I'm actually cold.
As you enter, there is
Just a
in
patchy
this.
robe.
So you step into this in this great entry hall, there are cobwebs stretching between these 4 columns that support the ceiling of this great dusty hall, dimly lit by sputtering torches and iron sconces. The torches cast odd shadows across the faces of 8 stone gargoyles, squatting motionlessly on the rim of the domed ceiling. Cracked and faded ceiling frescoes are covered by decay. And there is a man standing here. Let me see if I can find you his picture.
The old is the young. I see somebody over there. Hold on, I'll get
It's not
more
a-
details.
I see you. You guys are walking into the room. He's right in front of you.
I'm waiting for the details. Hold on.
Fair just assumed that he was invisible.
This is
Well,
invisible
there's some
castle.
other folks in this picture, but do you see this man in the purple with the long blonde hair?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, they're all awesome looking.
They are. They look so cool.
And he says, "Good, you have arrived. The master is waiting for you."
The master? We would be delighted to meet him.
This way.
Right away.
Okay.
And he leads you guys. So you can see the shape of the rest of this room. To your left is a grand staircase, but it is not currently lit. It is dark that way. And straight across the hall from you is a set of closed bronze double doors. Yes, Lily?
I was gonna say, when he's like, the master's waiting for you, I was gonna say an aside to, the other thing that happened in Arena was I declared my love for Esmeralda, but it was privately done.
Okay. How did she take that?
Do it. I told
She
her to have to
said
reply.
thank you. She smiled. She had just gotten some grim news from Madame Ava, so timing not the best thing.
But Madame Ava told me to tell her, so, you know.
Okay.
I was gonna say, though, in an aside to Aridin and Esmeralda, I'm like, I have no master. I'm so awesome.
And he leads you guys to the right, so not to the stairs or to those bronze doors, but down a hall that heads off the right side,
Yeah, the West Wing, we must never go there.
where torchlight is fluttering against the walls. To the east, this arched hallway stretches for 20 feet, ending at a spiral staircase that goes up and down. Next to that hallway, there's a suit of armor, oiled and glistening, standing at attention in a shallow alcove. And then to the west, which is where he's leading you, there are large double doors that hang slightly open, and a steady bright light escapes from that opening. Swells of organ music come from behind those doors, spilling their melody of power and defeat into the hall. And
Does suit of armor have a nice sword?
It's just a suit of plate armor. You don't see any weapons on it. There's a scabbard, but no sword in it.
Damn.
Yeah?
Just any chance we recognize the song that's being played or anything?
I'll take knowledge history if you guys want. Irina, you can have advantage on it, being from Barovia.
Girl,
I
I've
like
been
that.
lay- like,
Oh, so sorry, I didn't.
But
mean
you
to put
can't, so I'm going to take your
nine.
left roll whenever you
Yeah.
accidentally do that. I'm not seeing any other... Oh, there we go. You guys do not recognize this melody.
Okay.
I can say, lovely tune to the guy who's guiding us. What is it?
And he says, oh, it's a favorite song of the Master's. Please, this way. And he pushes open the double doors leading into this large dining hall. There are 3 enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminating this magnificent chamber. Pillars of stone stand against dull white marble walls supporting the ceiling. In the center of the room, a long, heavy table is covered with a fine white satin cloth. The table is laden with many delectable foods: roasted beast basted in the savory sauce, roots and herbs of every taste, and sweet fruits and vegetables. Plates are set on the close side of the table. The table goes lengthwise into the room for each of you, with fine, delicate china and silver. At each place is a crystal goblet filled with an amber liquid with a delicate, tantalizing fragrance. At the center of the far wall, between floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive organ. Its pipes are blaring out this thunderous melody that speaks in its tone of greatness and despair. Seated at the organ, facing away from you, a single caped figure pounds at the keys in raptured ecstasy. The figure suddenly stops, and a deep silence falls over the dining hall as he slowly turns toward you. Also, at the end of the table, seated at the table, are 2 other figures, dressed in fine clothing. And standing on either side of the organ, facing towards you away from those mirrors, are 2 foreboding-looking, armored, pale men. They have this brilliant red armor.
As we slip into this room, I'm gonna grab onto Theo's arm and start walking with him as a guide, as though I'm blind.
Great.
He has Praetorian guards.
Basically.
Do they look like men?
Yeah, do they look human or do they look...
They do look human, but they're very pale.
So, vampiric?
Vampiric, perhaps. Your guide walks into the room and takes his seat on the side of the table far into the room, as Strahd turns from the organ and steps forward and takes his seat at the head of the table and says, "Welcome, I am glad you have finally arrived. Welcome to my humble abode, named for my mother, Queen Ravenovia, Castle Ravenloft. Please, sit."
Yes.
Yeah. I sit, and I'm leading Pharaoh to his seat.
Yeah.
And you can see that there are actually 6 place settings for you. Even though there's only 5 of you here now. But that means there's either someone doesn't sit at the head of the table, or there's a gap between you and the other figures.
Gap, please. I want to sit next to Pharaoh, and then I'm afraid to eat the food because I think it's poison / magic.
Mm-hmm.
So I will spend all of my time pretending to be Pharaoh's assistant and helping him and feed him.
All right, Lily, you gotta speak up.
I'm sorry, B is so cozy.
I know, it's all right. Just speak loud.
I'm gonna be Pharaoh's guide.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I got it. Because Pharaoh's got the blinds. Yeah.
And Pharaoh's gonna be like, what's a game plan? I don't know what.
And Theo, who's sitting at the head of the table? If you guys are leaving.
I'll
next
sit
week.
at the
All
table.
right, Irina's sitting at the head. Excellent.
Just gonna
My new
glare
challenger
at-
approaches.
and-
It's like
Alright.
the
Just-
eject button is on that chair.
Theo and Aridin on one side, or sorry, Theo and Pharaoh on
Best
one
stabbing
side.
position.
Aridin on the opposite side with the gap seat.
And Esmeralda?
Or sorry, Aridin and Esmeralda on the other side with the gap seat, and then Irina at the head. And he sees that you guys are not grabbing any of the food. And he says, "Do not worry. It is not poisoned. I do not wish to harm you. It is the same food my men consume." And he gestures to one of the men at the table, and they grab something and they grab a leg of meat and take a big old bite out of it.
Guys, don't eat it. It's people.
I like.
In the center of the table is very clearly a pheasant, at least in the shape of.
Shapeshifted it.
I'm gonna.
Is it still cannibalism if they're shapeshifted?
Good question.
I think that it's just a
Find out.
pheasant.
I mental link and say, "All right, Pharaoh, what would you like me to get you?"
Some of the bird, and then like I roll a bone, and I'm like, well, I'm not sure if he's telling the truth. It would probably help if I'd prepared, the detecting spell for that today, but I'm hungry.
There is definitely bread on the table, Pharaoh.
Oh, if there's bread, like Pharaoh can't help. He's not very good at acting, so he like can't help but be like, "Oh, grab me that," and he's like pointing at the bread. He's like, "Oh, I mean that thing that I can smell over there."
I grab a bunch of rolls and just start filling the plate very slowly with rolls and only rolls.
Just
And then I
Don't break eye contact with Straw, just like.
exactly like that. And then I also am gonna be serving the pheasant onto my plate.
Mhm.
So I like do a roll really slowly, and then I take like a hank of pheasant, and then I do a roll and a pheasant hank.
And his people. So there are, I believe, there are 2 women at the table, and then the man who escorted you guys in,
And the guards at the door.
and then the 2 guards. The guards are not at the door; they're by the organ.
okay.
Damn. I don't
In
know.
fact, hold on.
These negotiations better go well.
Can I look like? Sorry, is somebody playing the organ?
No, he stopped when you guys came in.
Oh, okay.
Here we
He
go.
was phantoming it up.
Let me.
It was Strahd that was playing it, though, right?
Yes, it was Strahd that was playing it, and your guide, when you asked what song it was, said is a favorite melody of the Masters. I'm gonna pull up Roll20 real quick here. So I'm gonna just show you guys, right? So you came in over here, into the grand foyer, and over to this room.
Maybe you can't see it.
Dude, sweet map.
And
The
so
Grand Foyer.
Strahd is now, because of the grid, I can't really have it like ahead of the table proper, but it's
So
also
he's
glitching
over.
out and not letting me click any of the tokens. So give me a second. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay, give me 1 second. There we go. I need to refresh Roll20. All right, that's fine. So, Strahd is sitting at the head of the table, and now that you guys have grabbed the food and he gestured for the one, the rest start to fill their plates. You do notice that they are drinking something different than you. What's filled with your glasses is an amber color, like a white wine of some kind.
It smelled really good though.
It does smell delicious. What they are drinking is a deep red.
Yeah, we know what it is.
I'm not gonna eat or drink anything.
Yeah, I'm good for now.
Just Pharaoh then, and I'm.
Pharaoh's like,
Does it anyway.
bread, dude. You can't not eat bread.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Let me place you guys at the table here real quick.
Trying to decide if I'm gonna eat anything. I think this would be too suspicious.
That's fair.
Does Esmeralda eat anything?
She's a bit ambivalent. Actually, let me check. Does she have? No, she doesn't. She's a bit ambivalent at first, but she'll take something after a minute. After seeing that the other folks are eating it as well.
All right, then I started eating some pheasant hank. Is there a really good gravy boat lying around?
With lettuce all around it, just like to make it fancy.
It's a gravy man of war.
I was gonna say, is it a gravy like raven and like the gravy comes out of the raven?
That would be fantastic. Yes, he has a gravy raven.
Super cool.
But Jake,
Comes out of the
Raven.
mouth of the raven. A
Jake,
raven.
there's a question here. Is it wrought silver or ceramic? I want to know what kind of guy I'm dealing with
Oh,
here.
shit. It is wrought silver.
Clarifies a lot for me. Okay, well, I was gonna take some of the rolls and do kind of like the day after Thanksgiving sandwiches with like pheasant and gravy.
Hey guys, he's not a werewolf. He has silver cutlery.
See? You learn
And
so
I
much.
think I smell garlic.
Now that everyone's eating, he says, I have been observing you throughout my realm for some time. While I am still certain that you could be defeated if we were to come to blows, it would come at a great cost. It would come to me at great cost of resources and loyal followers. You've already killed one of my oldest servants, Rahadin, and I do not wish to lose any more.
Aren't I carrying his sword?
You are carrying, yes, the sword that Revenant Rahadin was wielding. Yes.
Did he seem to notice that?
No, he has not. You think that sword maybe perhaps belonged, especially because of the dragon insignia on it, to the Revenant guy rather than to Rahadin. He says, "Here is my offer. I will grant you passage from my land in exchange for something that I have long desired."
Indeed. What could we possibly have that you would want that you have not already stolen for yourself?
Guys, I just remembered maybe we shouldn't have walked her in here.
He makes eye contact with Irina.
Yep, just hi.
And Irina, I'm going to need a save. Give me just a moment.
Oh, yes.
I need a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Wisdom is not the best.
I blame Arena for this. Why wouldn't she tell us anything?
Mhm.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
That is
All right.
amazing.
You see his eyes do that thing like the snake in the Jungle Book where they turn into swirls for a moment, right?
Mhm.
Ka.
But you break eye contact and just look at your food for a minute. Go back to eating.
Okay.
Trust in me.
Are you able to pull away?
Sorry, I'm very cold. I'm trying to
It's a good start to these.
And come get food.
Yeah, sure.
Did we notice him just try and magic her?
Sorry, I'll be right back.
I need a perception check if you want to notice that. It wasn't... It's very subtle. Because it's something he can do when he makes eye contact. And it's
But
a
his
charm.
eyes did the do thing.
Only from Irina's perspective.
Oh, we didn't see the dude.
No, the doodly-doo is different.
No,
Ooh,
Jake,
not a good
the
perception
dude.
roll.
It's the do-do.
The
Dude.
do-do.
Two
The dark, dark, evil way.
Oh, well, obviously I saw it.
Two dogs. It's very important.
Theo, you did not notice anything.
What do you mean? I noticed this pheasant.
Brandon, if you want to roll for Esmeralda, I think you still have her sheet.
Okay. Sheets. Mrs.
Why is it so cold?
Hey, do I notice anything?
Hey-o, Eridan! You absolutely notice that there's like a sparkle or something in Strahd's eye when he looks at Irina, and you notice the way that Irina breaks contact. There's definitely something going on there.
We came here in good faith to treat with you. Don't feel you should be casting spells. Before we
What?
even
Spells? Were they cast within
He
5
says-
feet of me?
No spells have been cast. You came into this land and took what was mine. These people are my subjects. This land, my dominion. What right have you to deny me what is already mine?
What did we take from you?
And he says, my beloved.
Who?
You know her as Irina.
Oh yeah, that one. I'm gonna say it. Never mind. That one.
Oh, Nicole stepped out. It's kind of ironic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Just a little bit relevant.
That's cool.
Pharaoh wants to try to read his mind. Can't resist. Has to try to read the super vampire mind.
All right.
He said no spells were cast. If he blames me, then no spells were cast. Take that.
Cool.
This will go well.
Sorry.
What is the DC? No worries. So he said, Aridin was saying, hey, like, we came here to treat with you. No spells. And he says, no spells were cast. And then he said, basically, this land is his. These people are his. What right have you to deny me what is already mine? And then they were like, well, who are you talking about? And he said, my beloved. And they went, who? And he said, you know her as Irina.
Okay, cool.
Let
Sorry
me
about
get
that.
my dice. No worries. And roll that save. He chooses to succeed.
Okay.
Cool.
Ah, you're so powerful.
I'm gonna say, I know of your beloved, and I say it so salty-like. She died long ago, and more or less by your hand, from what I can tell. I'm throwing it down, guys.
And he
Down.
looked at you very angrily and said, not by my hand.
Please, I am very curious. How do I look so much like Tatiana?
Are you choosing to misunderstand?
He didn't say Tatiana, so
Oh, okay.
he said my beloved, and he said, you know her.
I'm gonna
as
say it
Irina."
anyway.
All right.
Great.
And he says, oh, my beloved, your soul, you carry the same soul as Tatiana. You are my beloved, in form and essence.
Like, that's a very heavy burden to place on someone.
Yep, just.
You are somebody else's
He
soul.
says,
You're a Horcrux, Harry.
if you leave me with the one I have pursued for so long, and have been denied for so long, I will grant you exit from Barovia to anywhere you wish. This does not need to come to blows between us. No one on either side needs to die.
Can I just say I'm really happy Quarles isn't here to sell her out?
Yeah, me too.
Agreed.
Are we still on Mind Link from Emerald or no?
You guys can all mind link, yeah.
We are.
Okay. I'm going to say, like, are we really going to give up Arena and leave all these people?
God, no.
Hello.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, how do I know that you would keep your word in such matters?
And he says, true.
I have no guarantee of your goodwill.
I can give you a token of good faith. Of course, I cannot accuse you of taking what is mine when I still have something of yours. And he says, I believe
Girl.
I believe our mutual acquaintance took this from you. And he reaches into a pocket and pulls out the Dirk figurine and sets it on the table.
Is there also a Salif figurine?
No, there's just a Dirk figurine. He says, he is no longer here, but if you give me what is mine, I will of course give you what is yours. I also hold one who claims to be a friend of yours in my dungeons. He was trespassing on my lands, and I thusly detained him. But I will be happy to return him to your custody if we can come to agreement.
We came with no other. Who could this be?
He's a feathered fellow.
I share a look with y'all.
Salik is alive. The spell worked.
He hasn't molted in the dungeon. It's amazing.
We can get to the dungeon.
Oh, no, I can't send. Oh, did Strahd seem to notice Koros' bird?
Strahd has not seemed to notice Koros' bird.
If Koros' bird and Koros still have a mind link, that's good.
Koros can actively choose to see through the bird's eyes.
Okay.
I'm gonna flick it.
I just mean
See if that gets him over. It doesn't seem to work.
But Koros would have no way of reaching out to you guys, even through the bird.
Oh,
So
no,
maybe
nothing
he'll-
like that. I just meant like
He can just observe when he needs to. But he sort of loses his own vision when he does that, so...
real.
Okay.
And if we choose not to comply with your
Yes, what if I do not
demands?
wish to join you?
And he says, "Oh, Tatiana, you will come to see what you have lost." And he turns to Eridan. He says, "I have offered you an olive branch, but there is always the sword." And he turns to Pharaoh, and he says, "Pharaoh, turn your third eye to the town of Valakai, the village of Barovia, Kresk, the Wizard of Wines. You will find that I have each of them surrounded with creatures of my control. I hope not to have to use them, but if you do not give me what I desire, I will unleash them on these towns and purge all those who are not loyal to me. It may take some time before Barovia can be repopulated, but I have all the time in the world here. All of your allies will perish. Anyone who has helped you, served you, given you respite, will die.
You will be the king of a wasteland.
This guy is
For some time.
I'm gonna ask him.
I have nothing but time here."
Yeah, how is that? If you don't mind my asking, I am not one who studies or understands much magic.
And he says, "I am ancient. I am the land."
That's what he said in the book. Yeah.
You've heard it several times.
Yeah, but like,
You also heard it the last time you guys saw him.
what does that mean? Like, is there a ritual? Do you do a rain dance? What happened? I'm very confused.
Are you saying this out loud, Theo?
Yeah. Dude, I'm trying to draw this shit out as
He doesn't-
long as possible.
He's not deigning to answer that, and he's turning to Eridan, who's been doing some direction of this conversation. Or no, he actually turns to Pharaoh, and he says, "Go ahead and look. Confirm what I have said."
I look to the other people, and then I scry above the areas.
When you scry each of those places, or any of those places, which one do you want to scry, actually? Because I think it would be one per casting, right?
I think I want to scry. What's the town with the raven and the inn, the blue water?
Valakai, yeah.
Valakai, okay, Valakai.
So you see from a really high view, you see the fog and the clouds, and they sort of part as your vision descends into Valakai, and you see the town, you see the guards wandering and the people hiding for their curfews, and you look at the Blue Water Inn, and you see the ravens getting ready to get everyone out. It's just starting to get dark enough, and then you sort of pan out to outside the walls of Valakai, and in the forest, in the hills, and you see hundreds of wolves and these zombie-like creatures and vampire spawn that look emaciated and thin, but just starving, and these long fangs and claws, and they're just like itching to go, waiting on the edge of this town, right at the forests, right just inside the forest's edge. He's not bluffing.
I tell him he's much more powerful than we thought. His reach is far greater. Our efforts here have been nothing compared to what he can do on command.
May I ask, what would the foreseeable future look like if I do choose to go with you?
Oh, my love, you would come here and live in the castle with me. You would want for nothing. Our servants would serve your every whim, and we would rule over Barovia together
Ask about
forever.
gown. Ask about nice clothes. Seriously.
What? Nice clothes?
Yeah, soft underwear is not to be underrated.
So, what? We cannot let all those people die.
Strahd, that's not happening. And if you purge this land, you will be alone. And there will be nothing to protect you from our wrath. You will die alone. All you want to be is with your love. But if you continue down this path, you will waste away as nothing.
And you must know that I will never go with you if you kill everyone I care about.
And he says it does not have to come to that. And you can see the two guards that are sort of, flanking him and standing on either side of the organ have moved their hands to their swords at their hips.
I think it is the most intriguing offer, and one that should be carefully considered. We will need some time to discuss.
And he says, you have until the end of dinner.
What about dessert?
And he says, I will have your decision before dessert is served.
I don't want to be dessert.
Pharaoh again has not Pharaoh has barely spoken out loud. He's just talking in the mind, but he says I don't. Is there much left to be said? If we oppose this, then we should all oppose it now.
I was just trying to draw it out as long as possible, but I think you're right. Esmeralda, what do you think?
And she says, all those people, though. I
agree.
of course can't ask you to do this, Irina, but those people.
Can we come up with a better plan? Maybe I can feign going with him and we can
is there a way
create a better
to have her
attack or a better escape.
Ooh, wait.
Esmeralda says he will probably not give you much time before he turns you into one of them, and she sends a mental image of the other people sitting at the table right there. As you've seen them eating, you've very clearly seen their fangs. They are all vampire spawn.
What if we we can use Pharaoh's third eye as insurance. What if we agree to his terms, send Irina with him, and then Pharaoh can make sure that he's called off all of his forces, and then we can turn on him.
He can mentally control these things. What will stop him from sending them back?
Yes.
If we kill him fast enough.
I mean, it's either that or just tell him and let him. What if we take Irina hostage? He wants her so badly. Maybe he won't kill them if he thinks we'll kill her.
It's
we
true.
won't, of course, but what if he thinks?
I'm okay with that.
I mean, I can't imagine him being super pleased about the idea of my death.
If we're gonna do that,
Esmeralda says, would he believe you? He's been watching
Damn it, I
us.
wish Chloris would hear.
No, listen,
He's been watching us. He knows. He knows that you're not gonna just kill her in cold blood.
Chloris held a knife to Irina's throat.
But he also knows that she cares about people in Barovia, like her brother and her family and all the villagers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We can try to take her hostage. I think that's not a bad plan. And then she has to look like she's really fighting against us and say something to the effect of I need to save my family and all those I love and care about. Da da da. I'll do it for Barovia or something.
Sure, but if she'll do it, if he won't believe, right?
Yes.
Then why would you oppose her?
If Irina holds a knife to her own throat.
Oh, hey. There's an interesting thought. I think he would then just, if I did that. Oh,
I think he would believe that you would die to save all those people.
That's true, but
And,
would he
and rather go with him, just like Tatiana. She killed herself to not be with him. That's sure to bring up.
I'm liking this.
I don't like this PTSD plan, but
I think it is a plan with the best chance of success. I'm worried that if I go with him, he will call them off and then instantly kill them the moment any anything happens with you guys trying to save me.
Theo's not a strategist, so I'm gonna give up. But
It's your life. Your
I'll
call.
do what everybody says is best. I'll go along with it.
All right. Okay. I'm going to pull out the what's the coolest weapon I have? That's small.
Just hold your light
hold-
sword up to your neck and don't turn it on.
Actually, yes, it works like a lightsaber, right? 100% doing that. I'm gonna.
You do know that, well, the Sun Sword has a sentience to it, and you know that it might not be willing to kill its master.
Okay, great. I'm just gonna pull out a plain old knife then.
Just a dagger, yeah.
Yeah, to my throat.
When you pull out the dagger, like, immediately the swords of the two guards, they whip out faster than you can imagine, and like two of the vampire spawn stand up at the table, and like Strahd drops his glass of wine, and it shatters, and everyone's like looking at you like.
And I'm just gonna hold it to my throat and say, "Call off your minions. I need my people to be safe."
I am shocked. Like, I act super shocked. I, like, throw down my pheasant sandwich, and I'm like, Irina, no!
Did you do a spit take?
Yeah, I did do spit take, yo.
Pharaoh's just going to grin and
So-
like keep on eating the pheasant.
Nicole, I need to know something from you.
Okay.
Are you bluffing? If he wouldn't do it, would you slit your own throat?
If he did not call off the people,
Yeah. Are you bluffing?
yeah, I'm bluffing.
All right, give me a deception check.
Okay.
God, you wouldn't even die for your own people.
No. I would rather try to fight him.
What a pally.
Yeah, what kind of paladin are you?
Not
Pally
that
shaming?
I mean, I want
he's-
to kill him more than I want to
He
die.
was startled and dropped his wine, but then he puts his hands out and says, "Stay your blades, my guard." And they sheath the swords, and everyone sits down, and he says, and he calls your bluff. He says,
Worth a shot.
"You would not slit your own throat to deny me." And everyone's now very tense as they sit down. They're not eating anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna put away the knife and say, "You're correct. I would not. However, I do want my people safe."
And he says, "Come with me, and your people will be safe and under your rule."
Okay, what now?
And he says, "I will tarry no further. Tarry no longer."
But what about
Your
this
decision.
Call off
Pharaoh's-
your. Oh, sorry.
No, go if you're going to say something.
Call off your people.
I will call them off when the rest of you have left. Irina, I would not lie to you.
Dude, insight. Roll insight.
You can roll
Oh
insight.
yeah.
We can too, right? Jake, can we roll too?
Yeah, you can all roll insight.
Pharaoh.
And Nicole, set your drop down.
Oh, thank you.
Whatever.
I believe him.
I feel kind of suspicious about this whole "I'll wreck all the villages" thing. I feel like he could have done that a long time ago. He knew where Arena was for a long time, and he never killed everyone in the world. I kind of want to extend my insight into wondering if he just made this for show to show. He knew Pharaoh would be able to see it and validate it.
So, Eridan, you've got the highest. So he doesn't seem like he's bluffing. He seems like he would do it, but he clearly doesn't want to, right? Like, he's using this card, right, because he knows it will be most convincing to you. And it is, he considers that a lesser cost than losing more of his, what he said, his close allies and his servants. He would rather lose villagers who are, various villagers who are not loyal to him anyway, than to lose more of his people trying to fight you and drag this out. he seems very confident. I mean, he said this at the beginning. He seems very confident that if this came to blows, he would win and he would get Irina eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But he's using this as leverage to avoid that. But he seems genuine that he would give this order.
I don't want all these villages to be destroyed.
I think I have to go with him, and maybe you all can do something to
We'll totally get you back.
aid me.
If you wish to go with him, we can try to find you later, but truly, if you wish to defy, then one strong voice would tell him that we are not here for just for fun. We are here to fight him. If he doesn't want his subjects dead, then he won't kill them. That's his own choice about his own people. It won't have to do with us fighting
He interrupts you guys, and he says, "Your decision."
Okay.
I looked at Arena. I'm like,
I
just
look at everything too. I'm like, it's not my decision. So
yeah.
I'm going to say that I'm going to stand up from the table and say, I will come with you, but you must at least pull your troops away slightly before.
As a show of good faith, I will send them away from the village of Barovia. Or no, rather, he'll say from Valakai. I will send them away from Valakai, but not the others.
Very well. I'm going to say to them, okay, I think I will go with them, but I think the moment you have an opportunity, it has to be quick. Otherwise, I'm going to be done for.
yeah.
We won't let them
Yeah.
bring us to a different plane.
All right.
Okay.
And he says, "Excellent." And he turns to the man sitting next to him, the man who brought you guys in, and he stands up and gets out of his chair, and begins to collect the dinner dishes. And he says, "Tatiana, my love, please." And he gestures to the chair that's right next to him.
Aaron puts his hand on his sword, but he doesn't do anything yet.
Okay. I will.
Angry.
I'll
Stupid
walk
Madam Ava.
over
Fist clenching. Lots
rather
of clenching.
reluctantly.
Should she have the sword,
Yes.
or is it too late?
She still has
She
her
gets
sword.
it.
I have my sword.
She's got all her
Should
weapons.
Girl,
Should
turn
she
it
have
on
it?
when it's by the guy.
I think I sit down and then we have to go for it.
So, Irina, you're standing up and...
Yeah. And I'm going to walk over to the seat
Very slowly, I presume.
very slowly and dramatically.
By this time, that guy, he's gathered the plates and placed them on a cart to the side, and the cart rolls itself out. And a moment later, a cart rolls back in. You're not even sure if it's the same cart or a different one, with dessert.
Dessert is a dish best served cold.
And it's a... you know that panna cotta that Jennifer makes? Lily?
Girl, you mean that I made? Shut up.
Jennifer made it, and then you made it.
She made it one time, and she showed me how to make it, and then
All
I
right.
made it.
But with blood.
There are 2 trays, exactly, Brandon, you've got it. There are 2 trays, and he takes one, and one floats off of the thing and onto the table by all the vampires, and one on your side of the table, and you can see that the raspberry sauce has a different consistency.
I'm going to look over at theirs and be like, can I have a piece of that one?
Oh, of course, and he reaches out, and one floats up and over to in front of
If
you.
Master Obi-Wan saw me doing this, he'd be very grumpy.
I was just gonna say, he's basically a fucking Jedi!
These are served in these like tall, like champagne, almost like champagne glasses. These tall things with these long spoons,
Flutes.
flutes.
That's the word. Oh, and Alex, I got your message about...
Thank you. Ages ago. It was ages ago.
We came into the thing and it was like grapes?
All right, as we eat, I'm going to ask about the other villages surrounded by the...
And he says, once we have ensured the passage of your old friends out of these lands, I shall pull them all back.
Okay, that's no, not acceptable.
So I'm gonna say, Pharaoh, can you actually see if he did remove his forces from Valentine?
You guys can also roll insight on that.
You have the upper hand in negotiations right now, Arena. He cares much more about you not,
He's not going to pull
Putting
them
up a
away
fight.
with you here, I don't believe.
I am incredibly insightful. Pharaoh and Aridin can roll too. Yeah.
Dude, I'm on it with the people
Killing it
skills.
with the insight.
Master negotiator Aridin.
Seriously though.
You think he's genuine. He has no reason to attack the villages once you guys are gone, right? That's his leverage on you. He needs to maintain that leverage until you've left so you won't turn on him. And then the moment you're gone, he has no need to attack the villages, right? Ideally, right?
Idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Okay, I'm going to say to him, please, I need you to pull those troops away.
And he says, now that this agreement has been made, no harm will come to them.
I'm gonna mental link and say, what if
Simply collateral.
What if we let him send us away and we come back?
But we're not Vistani.
Yeah.
You think...
Yeah, but I got a Vistani.
Dude, if you get married, you become Vistani.
Dude, do I then get to become a feather thing?
Esmeralda says, I'm in this link, you know.
I mean, like, okay, Lily was saying...
It's like a green card marriage.
I'm just gonna say,
Literally.
I'm asking Esmeralda, can you get us back across?
I've been able to in the past, but now that Strahd knows I'm with all of you, I don't know. Maybe.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. This is a gamble.
All of this
Everything's
is
a gamble right now.
Yeah. I'm willing to go for that. Honest. But I'll do whatever the party wants.
He doesn't know that the rest of our party is here.
Yeah.
That is true.
They'll get left.
That's the other thing, is like they could be doing stuff while we're gone and then coming back.
Yes, that is true. However, I believe that, as we determined earlier, you would have to be very quick coming back. I don't think I will have.
Esmeralda?
Pardon? She says, well, once we cross the mists, we should be able to turn right back around and enter them again.
Could be instantaneous.
But this is
Okay.
assuming he won't cut me off somehow.
I don't know how he could.
He controls egress from Barovia,
Doesn't he give the Vistani permission to come back and forth?
which is why I've been able to,
Yes.
but I've been under... I think I've been below his radar before now.
Mm.
I think we
This
should
plan
just
is
kill the
sounding-
fucker.
Huh?
I think we should just kill him.
Yeah, there's just the whole two villages in the balance thing.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I would have killed him a while ago.
Yeah.
He also wants to kill all the Mardukov family, the Wizards of Wine. They're my bros. They're my only chance to become a sweet, sweet raven.
I think that the plan
Fair-
to leave and come back may not be.
Farrah, can you ask Mother Knight her advice?
I can ask her a specific question.
What the fuck do we do?
Ask her, if we leave, can we get back in a timely fashion?
I like that question.
She'd be like, time is an illusion. Time is a flat circle.
All right, I'll ask her that. That's fine. I'm going to cast. Well, actually, I can't cast something in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
no,
Say you
I
have to
can't
go
ask.
pee, dude.
It's got components.
Dude, say you have to go pee.
It just told us to make our decision, though. And then,
And he did, no, that he did that. You guys are
Oh,
eating
yeah,
dessert
she's
now.
right.
It's,
Yeah.
it's,
We
it's
made a
silent.
decision. We're chilling.
oh yeah, I will get up and excuse myself and
This is the decision to Welch on our decision.
There's the little half elves room.
So the funniest thing about this is I don't know that there's like one bathroom in the whole castle as the map is drawn, and it's like in Strahd's bedroom. Like, let me see if there's another.
They're undead. They can hold it.
Right?
There's a chamber pot somewhere on the next room. James.
I'm sure there's a chamber pot somewhere nearby.
Just do it off the cliff.
Chasm it goes.
There's probably
There've been a few
some
accidents.
chamber pots downstairs, but
Yeah, but it will be in a different room, Jake.
he he says when Escher returns, he can escort you there. You guys notice that Escher is the guy who got up and put the things in the cart. He left the room right when he got up.
Got it.
Cool.
Is he gonna like? He's not gonna like watch me though.
No, he will simply the castle can be labyrinthine in parts.
Oh, this does pose a problem. I was gonna smash a crystal ball to cast this spell. When we get to the chamber pot room, I'm going to like go
He hasn't
around
taken
the
you there
other
yet.
corner. Oh, he hasn't. Okay.
Sorry, he said when Escher returns, he will
When he
escort
returns-
you there.
Okay, cool. Oh, well, certainly not going to break the crystal ball in here, so that's not happening. Stab the vampire.
I totally would if, like, 2 hours ago, Madame Ava hadn't told me to stay my blade in this situation.
Oh, is that what Madame Ava told you?
I assume.
But when you have something dear taken from you, worse will happen unless you stay your blade.
Forget Madame Ava. Arena, you wouldn't kill yourself to save your people. Why would you let yourself be taken? It's worse than death.
It is way worse.
Take that sword and jab it through his damn heart. Where's Quaros when you need him?
Yeah, seriously, where's this?
That's what I keep saying.
Yeah, really.
Can he go to the little elves room yet, dude? This is
Not yet.
Yeah.
I'm eating the
All right.
panna cotta so slowly.
So at this,
I can almost guarantee that they're just invisible sitting in the corner of the room watching us, like, panic.
Laughing.
They've
so
already been captured. They're right there.
Escher returns into the room, and you see a familiar face. It's Salik. He just brought Salik up from the dungeons. You
He
notice
looks straggled or
that,
snapped.
like, from the knees down, his feathers are pretty wet. It's coming off pretty quickly because, like, waxy feathers, that's the whole thing, right, that birds do. But, like he was trogging through, like, knee-deep water or something.
So that's where the latrine is.
And he gestures to the head of the table, and Salik sits down and he says, "You guys are here. What the hell? Where are we?"
We're in Barovia. You're alive.
Barovia?
You're alive.
Never heard
They're
of it.
playing.
Oh yeah, it's this great place where the
I've
sovereign
been in the
doesn't see
dungeon
anything.
for a week. Is that? And he looks at there's still some food on the table. Some of the appetizers and things are still out, and he just grabs some bread and some vegetables, and he eats, and he starts devouring, and then he's like not eating that much food, and he goes, "Oh God, I'm so full."
Well, we're either going to kill this vampire lord and get everybody here killed, or we're going to get out of here, back home. With
Are you saying this out loud, Pharaoh?
No, sorry.
He's not mind linked.
Salik is not mind linked.
Yeah.
No, Pharaoh's not saying anything.
Salik was saying this to you guys in hushed tones, but
I'm saying, yes, we took a short sojourn to this place for a vacation. We were told it was sunny and tropical. There was a direction between plains, and it is in fact cloudy and quite cold, not tropical at all.
Basically England.
the man told me he was taking us home.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, thank God. Do you know where Dirk's body is?
He seems to know that as well.
What? He said, "Do you know where Dirk's body is?" He was asking. He doesn't know.
I'm saying he's
Sort
done that
of.
as well, and I gesture at Strahd.
Oh, and he looks up and he sees the Dirk figurine on the table, and he's like, "What?"
I'm like this. I'm like, dude, I don't know.
Can Pharaoh?
Fix him when we're back.
Pharaoh, are you able to? Now that the dude's
Oh.
back.
Escher, Strahd says, Escher, our friend Pharaoh needs to use the restroom. Use the facilities. And he says, of course.
The powder room.
The powder room, there you go. And
Down
he's-
there, I'm gonna like. Oh, okay.
Like vampires need to be
I
wider.
need to do a bit of looking on the map to figure out the most straightforward path. So give me just a moment.
Vampire outhouses have like a little sun carved out instead of a moon because that way they can see the sun at least sometimes.
He leads you out the double doors, straight across, and to the staircase. From there...
Wait, is this the staircase that was all dark? Because
No, this is a spiral staircase down a hallway. And he grabs a torch off of a sconce before he heads up. And he leads you up there.
Okay.
And then up into a... The stairway keeps going, but he goes up 2 flights, many feet. These are very high flights. They're probably 40 feet, 50 feet, and then another 40 feet to the next floor. There's a small alcove with 2 statues facing each other on either side of this door. He leads you through that door there's this large, it seems to be another dining room, but this one is aged and decrepit and covered in cobwebs and dust. There is a cake on the center of the table that is covered in dust and cobwebs, but somehow seems to be somehow preserved. And on top of the cake you see one small figure of a woman in a wedding dress.
Is it Arena?
It is similar to her, but it is a figurine on a wedding cake, so...
Then he's going to transform Arena back into Tatiana.
You guys do not hear any of that, because there's plenty of stone between all of you.
All that stuff.
He leads you just around this table, and to the far room on the other side, where he opens the door and gestures for you to go in.
Cool.
While this is happening, I'd like to be giving Strahd relationship advice.
All right.
I'm just now that she's agreed to go with you, don't think that you can mistreat her. The key to a good relationship is communication.
Never go to bed angry. Or in your case, never go to bed.
Don't let the sun set on an angry heart. And it's important to stay spontaneous, despite all your time together.
Despite your millennia together.
Strahd seems
Like
to
all kinds of advice.
be ignoring your advice and just looking at Irina.
I'm spouting off things like my mother said to me when I was a child.
Right.
He's doing the Jarl sit, just like looking somewhere else.
When everything is wrong, makes you.
So, Pharaoh, you're in this very grand bathroom. There's to your left, you see there are 2 curtained, like passageways, and in between them, there's this alcove with this large bathtub in it. The bathtub's empty, and across there are sinks and a large. There is a space where you would expect a large mirror to be, but there is not one. And then leading away from here, there are a set of double doors on the other side of this bathroom.
Pharaoh's going... Actually, never mind, forget that. Pharaoh's going to stay in the bathroom.
Toilet is behind one of these curtains.
Oh, is he going to stay in the room with me?
He's not in the room.
Cool, good. Okay.
Sorry, no. He is in the room because there's curtains in front of the toilet.
And this is a fancy castle. They got running water.
They do indeed have running water.
Yeah, I'm going to run some of the water.
Do they have any, like,
You're gonna run the water in the sink?
soap holders? You can just...
I'm going to run water in the sink, yeah.
It's like on the opposite side of the room from the toilet. So, there's there's like a large room with the bath and the sinks in it, and then there are curtains to where the toilets are.
Ooh, tell him you want to give time for the water to warm up because you hate cold water on your hands.
Yeah, that sounds good. If he comes and asks, I'll tell him that. I'm not going to go back out and tell him though.
Yeah, that's believable.
It is.
He just needs the sound
Don't
of
mind
running
the running
water.
water.
Otherwise, he just can't pee. It's a problem.
I hope that running water's real loud because I'm about to break a crystal ball. So.
It's some volume, but we'll see.
Damn, if there was a mirror, you could accidentally break the mirror and be like, oh no.
The mirror, where the mirror would be, is in the room that Escher is in.
Okay.
Right, all of the it's think of it like a stall in a public bathroom, right? Like all the other stuff is in the outside of the bathroom, and then there's a curtain to where the toilet is.
Yeah, actually, I am going to. I didn't even think about it, but I'm going to take off one of the patches of my cloak, which is one of the set ones, and this one turns into a mirror. I think. Wait, let me make sure that's a set one, not one I have to roll for. Yeah, steel mirror. I can just make a steel mirror. So I'm going to take out a steel mirror. And I'm just going to hold that for a little bit, but I'm going to
like
take out.
Mirror.
Yeah, it's just a little handheld mirror. I'll actually just put it down, but I'm going to put down the crystal ball and get out some incense and like go behind the curtain and light it and keep on peering out in case he smells the incense. And it's only one action to cast the spell, so I don't think it takes long. It's not like
No,
some
you just pull out the
elaborate
incense, you light it quick, and you're there.
Exactly, and I will cast divination.
Give
so I
me
get to ask.
a stealth roll as well.
Cool.
Cross your fingers, everyone.
Oh, that's not Esmeralda. Whoops.
Yes, you got a single question.
You know when you're talking to someone on the phone, you can tell they're in the bathroom.
That's what's gonna happen with the gods, man.
Well, I mean.
Oh yeah, she's gonna know.
Not even like she doesn't need to hear it.
All right.
Cool. And I'm going to speak. Like, I don't think I can go and see it all or anything. I'm just going to speak the question. Like after I cast the spell, I'm going to say like, if we leave Barovia with Strahd's blessing, will we be able to return to get Arena back later?
In a timely fashion, that was the question.
Yeah. Will we be able to do it in time to save Arena from whatever Strahd has planned for her? I don't ask her specifics for that. But.
Yeah. You're if you had eyes, they'd roll back into your head, but instead, those stars in your vision sort of warp past your vision.
Hyperspace?
Like hyperspace, right?
That's so cool.
Until you find yourself visually up into that hall where Mother Night resides. It warps and bends into your vision until she's far away, and it comes closer and closer, like that cool effect you always do in a camera with the zoom.
When you bring the camera back and zoom in.
Yeah, exactly.
Frodo on the road.
That would be.
And that happens, and she looks at you and says, I can ensure that you will return, but whether it will be soon enough to save Irina is up to you.
Cool. Let's do it.
Sounds like a good deal to me. Yeah, I'll
She says,
like
go, my servant.
and I bow down to her and I like wave away the smoke in the bathroom and try to
And she says,
make sure that
did you light incense?
it's herbal remedy. It's medicine.
You're covering up the smell of your farts.
Yeah. I know, I was like, why isn't he?
Let it match.
A gentleman doesn't ask. And then like pull the cloak back in front of him and like stop off all nose held high.
And he
Run
says,
into a wall, 'cause you...
as you come in, he says, wait just a moment. And he actually peers through the double doors. And then comes back, and then he leads you back out the way you came and down.
Very cool.
See what? Can you send Pharaoh's Raven in there?
What about the raven?
Horses?
Oh, Chorus's raven.
It's on your shoulder.
Send it back to him or what?
You said the guy peeked in that room. Can the Raven see what's in there?
He shut the
No,
door
I
behind
can
him,
direct it though.
and Pharaoh can't direct the raven. It's just perched on Pharaoh's shoulder so that
Right.
Gross can tune in when he needs to.
Cool.
By the way, I just stick the hand mirror back on the thing. I was thinking that I don't know why, but like I thought I thought I was gonna have to shatter the crystal ball, but it just gets consumed.
Oh, okay.
Guys, if Koros was watching through the bird's eyes right there, he was probably really scared he was going to watch Pharaoh go to the bathroom.
The raven's just like looking away from
Oh, God. Oh, it's okay. It's just divination.
All right.
So you have a mirror now.
And are you back? And did you tell us all this?
No. Just put it back on the cloak.
Can I go back on the cloak?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
That's cool.
That is cool.
No, it doesn't say I can. No, it's just a.
I think you rip it off. It's one-time use.
Yeah, never mind. It's
You can
just
put it in your bag.
Got a mirror now.
Yeah, I put the mirror back in the bag and I'm like, yeah, it's mine. I've always had it. What do you mean? It looks like we can come back if we want to, but we might need to come back quickly.
I'm ready for
Very
that.
well.
I think Mother Night wants me here. She'll make it easy.
That, despite my lack of fondness for Mother Night, I will be grateful.
Esmeralda
Yes.
says, "You spoke to Mother Night."
Yeah, like once a day for the past week or so, at least.
Is she impressed?
She's, you can't tell if it's impressed or concerned.
Watch out, Theo.
Can I put my hand on her hand, I guess across the table, and just be like, I like look at her, but then mental, like I say, like I've known Pharaoh a long time. I trust him.
She's,
Probably also a really big table, so to put your hand on her, you have to like stand up and like.
you can probably just reach, right? It's because you're in the short length. And Strahd at this point has finished his panna cotta. His blood panna cotta. And
Roast.
he says, "Excellent. The carriage awaits out front, my dear." And he stands up and gives you an elbow.
All right, I will look at his hand, just kind of, all right, and get up and walk without taking his elbow. I don't like it.
So you are going to take his elbow or no?
No,
Or you're just going to walk and...
I'm just gonna stand up and.
You can see a look of disappointment in his face, but his retinue stands with him, and they lead you all out the dining room. Those red-clad armored bodyguards follow
Running guard, yeah.
at a distance. Yeah. And he leads you guys out to the front.
While I walk with him, I'm saying, like, when we get in this carriage and we'll go home, right?
It will take you wherever you wish.
And our
What
other
destination would you desire?
friend? The little friend.
Oh yeah, and what about Dirk?
Ah, yes, Dirk. And he is going to. He holds it out in his hand, and it floats off of his hand and into the carriage.
Would be great, thanks.
This mage handy little motherfucker.
Yeah, it's mage hand.
I'm a big fan of it.
You really could have just handed it to us.
Go off.
It gives him like I like it. Pharaoh likes it. I mean, it's cool. Do we want to go back to the castle? I mean, I don't know what you guys want to do, but I'd like to see my mother if we're going back.
You mean? What do you mean the castle?
The castle back in
Oh, Vizarin's castle?
Yeah, Vizarin's castle.
I thought we were just gonna go and turn around.
Yeah,
We're going to
please
the
Quick, like.
We'll say,
Yeah,
I know you want to see your family, but
yeah, is your mom and
I would rather not.
As you guys are climbing, are you guys climbing into the carriage, or?
Yeah, because we have to keep up the act.
yeah.
He's also
I
waiting
think
for
we're
one of you
gonna
to
call.
state the specific destination.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, Jake, I'm asking, is Pharaoh's mom in Red Lark?
No.
You don't know exactly where Pharaoh's mom would be, but she's somewhere in the Desert Valley.
All right, then, yeah, the Discern Valley, yeah?
Yeah, Red Lark?
Red Lark makes as much sense as any.
Okay.
Yeah.
He says, "And then in Red Lark you will arrive."
Very well, my friends.
And he says,
We're back.
a pity
Thank you.
that you, the loss of your two comrades in the Ember Temple, it can be a dangerous place.
It is
Yes.
very.
Indeed.
If anyone wants to roll insight.
Well,
Yeah.
I assume he's just assuming that because they're not here. I mean, I don't want to.
Arena's suspicious of everything her husband says.
Oh yeah.
Husband to be, sorry.
Irina,
Yeah. Please not yet.
you think he thinks that Koros and Emerald are actually dead?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best news I've had all day.
A pity, but they cannot easily be brought back from within the Amber Temple. Otherwise, I would send them with you as well,
Yes, I'm sure.
It was a dangerous place.
as a token of goodwill.
Parting is
Well-
such sweet sorrow. I must be off.
Farewell. Travel safe.
We shall not meet again.
And nobody sees it, but Pharaoh winks, but it doesn't do anything because he doesn't have eyelids. It's just
You have eyelids, don't you? I guess they
Nah.
wouldn't. They would just. Yeah, no, they wouldn't work.
Your brow just droops a little bit.
All right.
Off.
And the carriage makes its way out through the archway and across the drawbridge and down the hill.
I'm gonna look away as if I cannot bear to see them go.
Yeah.
And Strahd turns to you and says, "Come, my love. I have much to share with you.
Okay.
Do you remember the layout of the castle?"
No, I do not. Do you have a map you can show me?
He says, "No, but I can give you the grand tour.
Ah,
I
very
think-
well.
Kill time. Kill
Certain
time.
certain places may jog your memory. It will all come back to you in time, I'm sure. I'm certain."
As am I.
And he leads you back into the castle, and the doors shut behind you.
The camera goes black.
And
and then the rain
that
starts again.
is where we will leave you guys this week.
God, I've got to be trapped with this creep for a whole week.
Mwah.
We've made it to the castle.
Yep.
Hard negotiation.
Strahd is a master tactician and negotiator.
Yeah.
You guys, I think you read this in the Tome of Strahd, but he was a general, right? Like, he led an army.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
Yeah, and his army settled in this valley.
Yeah.
That was all in the tome.
And then he decided to ruin everyone's life. Right, totally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, viewers, thank you for tuning in and watching. We couldn't do this without you guys. Please do comment on the video, message the page, let us know what you liked or didn't like, what you're looking forward to, all those kinds of things. My players, please, each of you, message me privately with your rose, thorn, bud. That's the thing you liked, the thing you didn't like, and the thing you are looking forward to. And with that, I will see you all next week. Bye-bye now.
Adios.
Bye.